Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm just going to... Not much. There wasn't a regular yet. No, no. Good morning. I'm Michael Jones. If you don't know that by now, I'll chair this service. Hopefully there's new people here as well. If you're here for the first time, welcome. We're glad you're here. And please let us know if you have any questions. We'll start off this morning's service with Sanbutsuge, followed by a short meditation, and then we'll do Sambujo, which is on page 23 of the big book. For those not as familiar with Sambujo, it's a traditional chant that's done for many services. It was written by Shando. Shando is one of our 7 patriarchs. And so it's inviting of all the Buddhas, Amida, Shakyamuni, and all the Buddhas in the 10 directions to join us in the Hondo for the service. And that'll be followed by Juseige on page 23 in the small book and page 93 in the large book. And that'll be followed by Juseige on page 23 in the small book and page 93 in the large book.
Namandats, 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 namandats.
We're having to get used to this again, doing this in person. So please rise now for the singing of Gatha, Buddha Loves You, page 39 in the little book.
Fly, little bird, Buddha loves you, little bird. Tweet, 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 tweet. Run, run, little pup, Buddha loves you, little pup. Bow, wow, 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 wow. Don't cry, pussycat, Buddha loves you, pussycat. Mew, 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 mew. Swing, swing, little fish, Buddha loves you, little fish. Good job. Okay, so we're gonna read the golden chain. It's on page 2. Yeah, please remain standing. Okay, please join me in Kansho. Golden chain. I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thank you. Please be seated. All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. Did you notice, is there something different in where I am wearing? Did you notice? There's 2 different points. Yeah, robe. Yeah. I changed the robe into the year-round robes. So I used to wear the see-through one. That's the summer fuho. Yeah. So yeah, we normally wear this year-round fuho for in the springtime and autumn, and except the summertime, because it's really hot if I wear this year-round fuho. It's kind of thick a little bit. Then the other one. Did you notice that? Yes, correct. Wagesa. I changed the wagesa into yellow. Did you notice? What color did I? No, no. I used to wear the pink one. Yeah. I have another one. Yeah. Thank you. Good job. All right. By the way, did you like to go shopping? You like it? Yeah, I do like go shopping to a big shopping mall like Great Mall and Very Fair. It is just fun for me to look around the shops out there. But the problem is that they were too big for me, and I can easily lose where I am. Let's say if you want to go to Uniqlo, how would you get there? Ask your mom or dad to take you there? That's the easiest one to get there. I wish I could, but this is what I always do. I always try to find a map first of all, when I get there. Can you read a map? Yes, good. And first, maybe you find a Uniqlo, your destination. You want to go, right? You want to go, and okay, maybe where I am, where you are. Or then the next thing we'll do is to find where you are, right? So both where you are and your destination, where you want to go. It's saying you're here on the map. Then this will show you how to get there, right? When you see the map, knowing both where you are and destination, your destination, are very important, right? If you don't know either one, the map doesn't work, right? I have a stupid experience before. Yeah, when my friend and I tried to go to Monterey Bay Aquarium, we were so excited about going to Monterey. I drove from San Jose and we found a parking lot near the aquarium. By the time we arrived at the aquarium parking lot, our minds are already occupied with the aquarium. Oh, we're gonna go to this. Yeah. We could hardly contain our excitement and headed there as soon as we parked the car. And the aquarium was so beautiful, and it was great to see some rare fish that I never seen in Japan. And after enjoying the aquarium for about 2 hours, we are ready to head back to the parking lot for our next destination. It's the 17 miles drive. However, my friend and I had completely forgotten where the parking lot was. We remembered the park in the public parking lot near the aquarium. But as we wandered around the aquarium, we realized that there was some parking lots near the aquarium, and they were large parking lot with several floors. Oh my God. We went back and forth to find out where ours was. And we tried to jog our memory, like there must have a street here this way, and there must have been a Starbucks on this side, and we must have a factory on this side. Yeah, something like this. Yeah. I searched around for about 30 minutes. We wondered how we are going to get home and our plan for the day, what our plans were for our day. And suddenly, I remembered that I had the parking ticket in my bag. Too late. Went to the parking lot at the address. But however, we remember that we have just parked the second floor of the parking garage, and had no idea where it was. So, so we look around it and pressing this one, car's automatic unlock button, beep, 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 beep. The car marks the beeping sound, right, when it unlocks. So we rely on the sound to find it. Beep. Okay, it's there, maybe somewhere. At first, a small beep in the distance, and I proceed to rely on the sound and manage to reach the car safely. And then we finally, reached the car. It was so hard before going to the 17-mile drive, but that was a fun memory. I would say this experience showed me this is how we live. I think there are times when we get so caught up in what is right in front of us that we get stuck in dead-end situation when we look back and wonder what we are doing for. We are all good at finding goals or rewards for the things in front of us, but when it comes to our lives, we're not sure. Yeah, we're not always so good at where we are going in our lives. We might stop thinking about where our lives are headed because we can quite wrap our heads around it. I think so this is something that only one person, but all of adults go through. When that happens, sometimes we miss where we are and at that moment and what we have too. So I wish we had the map in our lives too. My sensei in Japan told me that we hear the Dharma to where we are and where our lives are going. Not hearing either one, but hearing both, where we are and where we are going matters. How does Buddha Dharma tells us about where we are? We are living as a human beings here, right? Yes, you're one of the human beings. You're here, and your family, your friends, and teachers are here in this world together. We're living with many people in this world, although we haven't met all of them. Even if we live together, we live separately, and we sort out people and things around us, like you and me, and friends or stranger, good or bad, healthy or unhealthy, life or death, stuff like that. If we found something or someone we like, we might get stuck and stay there. On the other hand, if something or someone is against our preference, we might get mad or try to keep away from it. Buddhism always tells us where we are. We're always being driven by what we think is good. We're going this way and that way. And on the other hand, we are angry at what we don't like or try to avoid it, while walking blindly in our own convenience without checking where we are. But you see, even if you lose track of where you are because of our selfish way of living life, Amida Buddha is the one who tells us without giving up that the path of life that we are truly living is this way. Yeah. The destination is the land of Buddha. When we sit at the Hondo, we face toward Naijin, this side, right? Naijin represents the world of Buddha, which means our lives are going forward to the enlightenment and being guided by Buddha to the world of truth, true harmony. That is our destination of our lives. We hear that we are nurtured by Buddha to be able to appreciate this world in a true meaning through the Buddha Dharma. Amida Buddha is guiding us to live toward a world of enlightenment where we can see each other, each individual's life as it is, and shining brightly without any judgment for our own reasons, without hurting others, without being ostracized by others. The truth that reached to our mouth, saying Namo Amida Butsu, that Amida Buddha of the enlightened world is navigating us here and now. And the resonance of Namo Amida Butsu, it shows you're here with Amida, with telling us where we are and embracing each and everyone with its compassion and guiding us here to the path of the Buddha. Okay, thank you for listening. So I'd like to conclude my talk with saying Namo Amida Butsu with Kansho. Please show me in Kansho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Sensei. I hope you can all read a map. And it's not true that men can't read maps. We just choose not to. So, but that being said. So, let's see. Let's please stand up now and sing the Gatha Farewell on page 45.
Task is over for another day. Let us gather round the shrine. Let us say, thank you, teacher, for your help. Thank you, everyone. Buddha laws will keep us safe till all work is done. So we'll meet again this week. Won't you take good care? Let us try to do what's right, always kind of fair. We shall spread a happiness faith in Buddha brings. Now it's time to say goodbye till we meet again. Namu Amida Butsu, sing this right refrain. Namu Amida Butsu, sunny day and rain. Namu Amida Butsu, strong in faith remain. Namu Amida Butsu, till we meet again.
Please remain standing for the promise. We thank the Buddha for showing us the way of freedom. We will endeavor to walk in his noble path every day of our lives. Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Okay, please be seated.
Thank you. So thank you to Reverend Mikame and to our other ministers' assistants, Densa Akizuki and Sumi Tanabe, and to our organist. I think her name is Elaine Jones. Are there any announcements? We're back. We have announcements.
Hi, my name is Mas Nishimura, and I'm the accompanist for the junior choir. Who here likes to play instrument? Do you play? If you raise your hands. All right, very good. I play instrument. Very good. Okay, who here likes to sing? All right. Okay, who here has a favorite song? All right, very good. Well, you guys are the candidates for the junior choir. The junior choir is made up of Dharma school students from 3rd grade to high school. And if you like to sing or already do an instrument, we provide a nurturing environment for students to express yourselves and have fun doing it. Singing is a great addition to formal music instruction, and it's also great fun. It's been proven that singing helps to learn other instruments as well as benefit other school subjects. So students of all levels and abilities are welcome. If you are interested, this flyer says, contact May Kawamoto at her email address, but you can also contact me or at the Betsuin office. Okay, so thank you very much for your attention.
Hello, my name is Alyssa. And I'm Chiami. We are from Girl Scout Troop 61052. For our Silver Award project, we are building a lending library which will be placed by the Education Building. One of our goals for this project is to help keep Japanese culture alive in Japantown by sharing Japanese cultural books in our community.
Please help us get started by donating books in the box at the entrance of the Hondo. We would especially appreciate any books related to the Japanese culture.
Thank you.
Good morning.
I'm Dennis. We're starting something new. As you probably most of you know, when it's not services here, the doors of the Hondo kind of are closed, locked. So we're going to start like an open temple day. We're opening up the temple to the public on the first Wednesday of the month, starting this Wednesday. All are welcome to visit from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. There will be a docent in the Hondo to greet people, give them a tour, answer questions. People can sit and just do it in quiet meditation if they like. We hope to be a good neighbor, meet new people, and start to introduce them to the Dharma. So if you know people who's been wanting to come in and take a look, we always have people who pass by, and I think they're wondering, what does it look like inside? And I think this is an opportunity to let them, greet them, and introduce them a little bit to the temple. So please pass the word. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Just another reminder, I think we all know now that we're trying to do this new education building we're calling the Dharma Center. So we have a display out in front of the annex. There's some pictures to show you what we're talking about, what our plans are, trying to get everyone excited about it. And as of now, October, we have actually started official fundraising. Obviously, it's a big project. It's going to cost a lot of money, so we're going to need the support from as many people as possible. So we have some people out there who can explain different ways that you could hopefully donate. For those of you who are tax savvy also, there's a lot of tax reason for doing it now and maybe doing something in next year. But there's a lot of things to think about. So we hope you can all help support us. So if you have any questions, and also we actually have a sample. So this new building, one of the things that's really cool about it is it's really eco-friendly, right? So we're making this out of this thing called cross-laminated timber. It's basically wood. And so we actually have a sample of what that's all about. And the reason for doing that, it uses a lot less energy to create the materials to build a building. You'll start to see in the future a lot less buildings using concrete and steel and this kind of stuff. Use wood. It just uses a ton less energy, and it's a lot more friendly to the environment, something that we're really big on around here. So if you get a chance, stop by. If there's any questions, please let us know. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. So as you leave the temple, please come forward for Oshoko, and have a great week. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Steve Onishi. I'll be your chairperson for this morning's service. It's good to see everybody here, and hopefully, I don't recognize everybody, so I'm assuming there's some new people in here. That's good to see. Appreciate you and everyone. We're welcome. Glad to have you join us this morning. We're going to start this morning's service with opening meditation, Sanbujo, followed by sutra chanting Sanbutsuge on page 79 in the large service book, 22 in the Dharma School service book. Thank you. So please rise for Gatha. I'm a link in the golden chain. You'll find it in the yellow Gatha booklet there. And please remain standing for the three treasures, page 3 in the Dharma School book, or page 8 in the large service book.
Oh, 118. I'm a link in a golden chain. Harmony may we all attain. Gentle to all living things, will unite us all as golden rings. I'm a link in a golden chain. Gratitude may we all attain. Bright and strong, my link will grow through pure love in this I know. Pure and beautiful thoughts I will think, and pure and beautiful words I will say, and pure and beautiful this I will do for the world and for you. Spreading kindness and love every day to all living things that come our way. Amida's going, the love is bright. Through peace and love we will see the light. Okay, so please stand up. Please remain standing. So we're gonna read the three treasures page on page 8. Hi. Okay. Please join me in Kansho if you like. Hard is it born into human life? Now we live in it. We are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If you do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us fervently take refuge in three treasures of truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken ourselves in spring law. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we submerge in depth of doctrine and gaze wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. I will live in harmony and agree assembly as disciple of the Buddha and be free of all hindrances, become units or true accord in a life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear it and receive it. Let us slowly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Butsu. Please be seated.
Next, we'll have a Dharma message by Minister's Assistant Michael Jones.
Good morning. Please join me in Gassho. What a joy it is that I, Gotoku Shinran, disciple of Shakyamuni, have had a rare chance to meet with the Pure Land scriptures from India and the commentaries by Chinese and Japanese masters, which are difficult to encounter, and have been able to hear their teachings that only we rarely hear. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Well, good morning again. It's great to see all of you here. Some old friends who have come back now that we've loosened up a little bit, and some folks who have been with us all along. I'll start with a bit of a confession. This message is an updated version of a message that I gave to Morgan Hill just a couple of weeks ago. So for the Morgan Hill members who may be listening, there are some updates. It's not a complete rerun. So I call this Are You Happy Too? So how have you been lately? We're making some progress against the pandemic and starting to ease some restrictions. Does that make you happy? There are still a lot of things going on in the world, in our country, and even in our area that cause concern. But how do these things affect your happiness? What is it exactly that would make you happy? What brings you joy? By now, many of you probably know the name Marie Kondo. She's the expert on decluttering who has come from Japan to show America how to get more organized. She has you go through your things and with each item, ask yourself, does this bring you joy? If the answer is yes, you keep it. If the answer not, get rid of it. One, from experience, piece of advice on this, never look at your spouse when you're asking that question. It doesn't come out well. Anyway, Kondo talks about joy. The passage from Shinran that I read at the beginning mentioned joy, and I started off talking about happiness. In Buddhism, aren't we looking for happiness, that is, freedom from suffering? What's the difference between happiness and joy? In her latest book, Atlas of the Heart, Brené Brown offers the following definitions. Joy is an intense feeling of deep spiritual connection, pleasure, and appreciation. Happiness is feeling pleasure often related to the immediate environment or current circumstances. But Brown also tells us that joy is sudden and short-lived, while happiness is stable, lower intensity than joy, and is more self-focused. In fact, happiness typically results from an effort on our part. Joy comes from outside in. The Dalai Lama once said, I believe that the very purpose of our life is to seek happiness. It all sounds nice. Being happy is a good thing. It is or can be something stable, but are you happy? Our minds are a great tool for us. The mind holds our memories, our knowledge, controls and or reacts to our senses. In short, our mind keeps us alive and is a gatekeeper for our happiness. One of the troubles with happiness is it can be so easily shattered. When our children were very young, we were planning a trip to Disneyland. My wife and I are both big fans of Disney, so the trip was not just for the kids, it was for us too. And we were all really looking forward to it. Before I left for work on my vacation, I was telling the president of the small company I worked in about our plans. He also had a young family. He told me a story. But fair warning, this was a long time ago. Prices have changed. He had taken his family to Disneyland, and they had a wonderful day. The kids were happy. Mom and Dad were happy. And on the way out of the park, his young son saw one of the fancy balloons being sold on Main Street and asked Dad to buy him a balloon. Well, Dad said no. The boy started crying. Dad tried to reason with his son. You've had a whole day here. We bought you candy, ice cream, and other toys. It's time to go, and you should be happy with what you've gotten. The boy cried louder. Then that started the daughter crying. Now no one was happy. All for a 50-cent balloon. Needless to say, when we went, the kids got the balloons on the way out of the park. Happiness may be stable, but it can also be fragile. In Buddhism, we focus a lot of our attention on suffering. The Four Noble Truths tell us that life is suffering, that there's a cause for that suffering, there's a remedy for that suffering, and that the Eightfold Path is the way out of that suffering. Pretty fundamental. But I don't want to talk about suffering, I want to talk about happiness. What prevents us from being happy? Generally speaking, we're not happy when we don't have something that we want. We want something to work differently than it does, or we want to be with someone, but we can't be with them. Or maybe we're even in a place we don't want to be. When one or more of these things are true, we think about the disparity between what we're experiencing and what we want to be experiencing. We may lament our current state or worry about what we might ever be happy, but what does that worry buy us? The answer is nothing but an ulcer. Predicting the future with complete accuracy is a fool's errand. When I taught forecasting in a business context, I taught my students that there were only two kinds of forecasts, lucky and lousy. Worry about the future is just as problematic. Sometimes what we worry about are the things that happened in the past, things you did or didn't do, things you said or didn't say. But worrying about the past is just as fruitless as trying to worry about the future. You can't go back in time and change anything you did or said, so why do we worry about it? This is not a therapy session, and I'm not a therapist, so we won't get into really why we worry. But let's look at the result of worrying. That is, the only real result is that it can cause your quality of life to decline. And that decline in quality of life may be specifically because there's really nothing you can do to fix the problem except to stop worrying. Can you do anything to change what happened in the past? No. Can you successfully predict exactly what's going to happen in the future? No. There is a reason why Buddhism points to living in the here and now. The only time in which you can do anything is now. The only time in which you can live is now. But don't get trapped in the life advice contained in some popular sayings. For instance, I've heard many people say that you should live with no regrets. I couldn't disagree more. Living with no regrets implies that we have nothing to learn from our past. It robs us of the opportunity to reflect on our past behavior and removes our motivation to make amends with people we may have hurt and to learn from our mistakes. It's just part of being human. Living in the present takes away our need to worry about what could happen or should have happened, or what could we shouldn't have said. If you want to change the past, stop. It's not possible. If you want to change the future, then change your situation, change your point of view. We've all heard a lot about achieving balance in our life. In more recent years, this is focused on something called work-life balance. That is, finding the right level of dedication to your work that provides the resources for you to support yourself and your family while leaving enough time and energy for you to enjoy being with your family and friends. But there's another type of balance too. Today's world presents us with many opportunities to help those in need. We volunteer to build houses, clean up beaches, serve food to the homeless, and the list goes on. We support the cause or causes that are most meaningful to us: women's rights, Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ rights, and so on. Then on top of all this, we try to keep track of what's going on in the world. We listen to or watch the news. We're bombarded with the problems of the world. The strife and sadness brought to us in the news is endless. If you really want balance, suggests Jack Kornfield, turn off the news. Even Gandhi took a day off every week to meditate. According to Jack Kornfield, Gandhi's day of silence allowed him to quiet his mind and listen to the purest intentions of his heart. Thich Nhat Hanh told of the treacherous escapes in a small, overcrowded boats from Vietnam. If the people in that boat panicked at any point, all could be lost. But if one person could remain calm, their influence could save everyone. Kornfield states, if we have inadvertently taken on the political bitterness or cynicism that exists externally, we can stop and begin to heal our own suffering, our own fear, with compassion. This is also balance, and this type of balance can help us prevent us from being pulled down into the despair. A key part of being happy is to be content with what you have and where you are today. Contentment can be viewed as a goal. The good and the bad news is that there is nothing about what you have or what you are that has to change in order for you to be content. The only thing you has to change is your outlook on life. Brene Brown suggests that contentment, or defines contentment as the feeling of completeness, appreciation, and enoughness that we experience when our needs are satisfied. The 14th Dalai Lama says, when you are discontent, you will always want more, more, more. Your desire can never be satisfied. But when you practice contentment, you can say to yourself, oh yes, I already have everything I really need. Note that the Dalai Lama did say, I have everything I really need. He didn't say everything I really want. That's another gap we face. We've gone from happiness to contentment, and that brings us to another topic that's central to Buddhism, gratitude. Many of our teachings focus on gratitude. We talk about being grateful for Amida Buddha's compassionate vow. We thank our teachers for guiding us in our education. We are taught to be grateful to our parents for providing us and helping us grow up to be responsible members of society. But we should also be grateful for everything we have. This is especially tough here in Silicon Valley. This is one of the most prosperous places on the earth. We're surrounded by wealth, opulence, and successful people. It's no wonder that any of us who grew up here would get caught up in the more cycle. I'm no stranger to that cycle myself. For many years, I was an active member of the club with the motto, he who dies with the most toys wins. But I too learned that these things may bring you fleeting joy, but they rarely bring lasting happiness. Gratitude may be the most important element to true happiness. We even have a Gatha that we sing frequently called Ingratitude. Do you know it? The debt of gratitude I owe to Amida's great compassion. I will proclaim until my life disintegrates into dust. The debt of gratitude I owe my Dharma teachers. I will express until my bodily form is finally shattered. Do you recognize it? This is the English translation for Ondokusan. Please join me in Gassho. May all beings be happy. May the causes of their suffering be removed. May they always be joyful. And may they all remain in a state of equanimity. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, namanda, namanda. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Will everyone please rise for the singing of the Japanese version of the Ondokusan on page 220 in the Dharma and the large service book, or page 76 in the Dharma School service book.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Okay, please be seated. Thank you.
At this time, are there any announcements? Yeah, I think Dennis has an announcement.
Good morning, I'm Dennis. We're going to be starting something new this week. On the first Wednesday of each month, we're opening up the temple to anybody who wants to come in. As you know, that the temple's usually closed unless it's a service or some other activity. So starting this Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., the temple will be open. Anybody can come in. We'll have a docent in the temple to greet people, give them a tour, answer questions, but people can just come in and sit if they want and in silent meditation. We hope to be a good neighbor, meet new people, and start to introduce them to the Dharma. Thank you.
Thanks, Dennis. The other announcement that I have is, again, you'll see us, we have a setup outside work to announce our new Phase 2 project. It's called we're building a new education building we're calling the Dharma Center. It's a big endeavor. There's some pictures out there, artist renditions of what we expect it to look like. And starting on October, starting now, we've officially opened our fundraising campaign. And we're actually starting with a dollar-for-dollar match campaign. We've had a very generous donor come up and will match all of our donations. So please give. From a personal point of view, it's end of this fiscal year, end of the calendar year. So there's some tax incentives for doing that kind of stuff now. But there's other ideas on ways to give. So please stop by the booth, and if you got some questions, we'd like to answer any questions, and hopefully you'll get a chance to take a look at what we're planning to do. We're all really excited about this program. Our old education building is pretty old, and it's not really seismically safe. It's not the greatest, it's been pretty old. So this new building is fantastic. It's going to have all the bells and whistles. But what the other really encouraging thing is, we're going to be making it out of this material called cross-laminated timber. So it's basically wood, essentially. And the advantage of doing that is you don't use all the concrete and steel and stuff that most buildings are made with today. All those materials release a ton of carbon into the atmosphere. They require a lot of energy to produce, whereas wood is wood. And as long as the wood doesn't burn, the carbon that's sequestered in the wood remains in the wood. So it really is, from a carbon footprint point of view, it's a huge program for us. We're really excited about it. If you see the pictures, it's beautiful too. I think, everyone's so used to seeing concrete, steel buildings, the kind of, they're all new. But this one has wood. It has that warm feel to it, and I think it's a really exciting project. So please stop by when you get a chance to take a look. Are there any other? If not, I'd like to thank our organist, Elaine Jones, and our tech support person, Kevin Kitagawa, who's running in the back there. And then also our 3 minister assistants, Michael Jones, Dennis Akizuki, and Sumi Tanabe, and of course to Reverend Mikame for helping us this morning. That will conclude this morning's service, so please come forward to Oshoko. Thank you.